The little fella with the cheeky face is the new Citroen C1, the French company's new Super Mini. Developed in conjunction with the Peugeot 108 and the Toyota Aygo, the C1 gets a look all of its own with a happy smiley front end design that features split level lights plus funky LED running lights in the front bumper. A neat design touch is the blackened A-pillar that creates the effect of a wraparound glass area, while Airscape models feature a large electrically operated fabric roof that opens at the touch of the button, although presumably for annoying health and safety reasons you have to hold the button to close it. It features a pop-up wind deflector to help keep the buffeting down, and it gathers itself into a neat series of folds when open. The C1 is available in both 3 and 5 door forms, although both are externally the same size, the only difference being the number and size of doors. The design of the rear is finished off by the blackened glass tailgate with a funky pair of square light clusters either side. Inside, the funkiness continues with the stripy seats of our field test car, and there's a decent amount of adjustment for the driver's seat that allows even tall drivers to get comfortable. The steering wheel adjusts for height only, which is a shame as tall drivers would really benefit from having reach adjustment too. The dials move with the steering column, which is a neat idea and keeps everything perfectly in view, although the range of adjustment is pretty tiny. Still, everything is simply laid out with easy to use controls for the ventilation system, plus a good number of cup holders and cubby holes dotted around the cabin. The dials are nice and clear and come complete with a handy trip computer, although the rev counter is an option on all but the top spec model. The centre stack is dominated by a 7-inch colour touchscreen that provides access to the various audio and connectivity systems, plus the option of reversing camera, although there's no sat-nav option. It does, however, include MirrorLink, which allows you to use the touchscreen to control your phone by downloading an app, although the system isn't compatible with all smartphones. The back seats are fine for kids, and you could probably squeeze a couple of mates in for a quick trip to the pub, but realistically most adults are going to struggle back here. Boot space is 196 litres, rising to 780 litres with the seats folded forward, and although that's easy to do, it doesn't leave you with a very flat load floor. That said, we like the little hooks for hanging shopping bags on, and one particularly neat touch is the way the parcel shelf, which is attached to the tailgate, is pulled out of the way automatically by a simple bit of cord. 2 petrol engines are available, both with 3 cylinders, starting with a 1 litre unit with 68 horsepower that's available with either a 5-speed manual or a 5-speed ETG auto transmission, plus a 1.2 litre PureTech unit with 80 horsepower. Whichever engine option you choose, all of them have CO2 emissions below 100 grams per kilometre, making road tax a thing of the past, while official economy figures range from 65.7 to 74.3 mpg. In the real world, we averaged around 56 mpg from our 1 litre test car, although something in the low 60s should be perfectly possible if you're prepared to take things easy. On the road, the little 3-cylinder has quite an appealing rasp to it, although at low revs there are a few vibrations making their way through the steering wheel and into the pedals, and while the 5-speed box isn't perhaps the most precise, it always changes smoothly and cleanly. The throttle response is a touch too keen at low speeds though, but once on the move it makes the little C1 feel eager and responsive. Okay, so it's not desperately quick, and turning on the aircon has a noticeable impact on its performance, but it's still more than capable of getting up to speed and staying there. It's even got enough juice to overtake slow-moving traffic without embarrassing itself. The ride's pretty good too, with surprisingly good control that keeps body roll largely in check. In fact, it tackles some challenges such as speed bumps better than many a car twice the price, but it still has its foibles, like the way it skips sideways over mid-corner bumps at speed, for instance. Add in the decent steering response and the excellent turning circle, and the C1 becomes a nimble little tyke to thread through traffic. But its capabilities extend far enough that should you need to venture out onto the motorway network, there should be little to worry about. Prices for the Citroen C1 start at £8,245, our test car with a few tasteful options coming in at £11,830. We quite like its cheerful sense of design, and while it might not be the last word in interior space or performance, for nipping about town the C1 is a more than willing companion.